We will command that only the most divine light shine down upon you at this time, and that the greatest good be present here. Today, August 3rd, 2025, we come to you as a circle of angels, surrounding the earth with our great love. And we are millions and millions of angels, an infinite number, all a part of this great protection that surrounds the planet Earth at this time. And we've come to you today to talk about what is important, to define what is important. Might be something that changes from person to person. You might think it's important for you to go along this path. You may determine that it's important for you to have these physical things. You might decide it's important for you to be with this group of people. It's not that those things aren't important, perhaps, but we are talking about the importance of your connection on a daily basis to your soul. This relationship is constantly being challenged. It's constantly being severed, mostly by your intellect. We are here today to help you on a very day-to-day level reconnect with the importance of having an active, conscious relationship to your soul self. And the way that you do that is this expansive visioning that you can do to see beyond not only just what is in front of your face, but what you think is important. We are not first challenging your thinking. We are first challenging, will you become aware of your soul? Will you, when you wake up in the morning, take time to make the connection directly to your soul self? Because that choice is yours. And every single human on the planet in 2025 is not only being challenged to consciously make the decision to draw your soul self into your perspective, into your body, remembering the truth of the greater you, but you are going to face every single day circumstances that are going to challenge you, that are going to try to interrupt you, that are going to try to distract you, to tell you that you're not good enough, that you can't do this, that you lack, that those people are responsible. Every single human has the same challenges in this way. And not every single human will respond in the same way. Not every single human will at this moment have the capacity to embrace the soul self on a very practical level. All you need to be concerned about is you. So as you look out in the world and you see all kinds of turmoil, all kinds of what appears to be demonic activity, all kinds of situations that culture is going to tell you you have to be afraid of, you have to stay away from. These are good and those are bad. This is for you. This is against you. All of that is going to go on continually, no matter what, unless you die. You cannot escape culture. However, when you make this decision to live a life that's greater than just the temporal world, you are integrating it. You're not leaving it behind. You're not changing what's outside of you. You are integrating the experience experience that you're having of being this soul who has come here in this finite body to have this magical experience, to be a part of the evolution of all of human consciousness. And when you lay down that truth, however you do it, when your eyes open in the morning, you connect with the sacred part of you, and that changes how you make decisions. Think of reality as if you're in a giant maze, like one of those rats that they put in a maze, and the rat has to find its way through the maze. And sometimes it reaches a dead end. And there's nowhere to go but to turn around. But the rat is always following its nose, following its smell, following its instinct. It has no idea the greater picture of what that maze looks like. It has no idea what the end is going to be, the release from the trap, from the maze. All it knows is that it's impelled to keep moving. It's impelled to keep interacting with whatever it is. Is it the air? Is it the maze? Is it some kind of instinctual sonar where it can pick up form and instinct can instruct this foot to go there and this turn that way and that turn this way? It's a mystery. And we don't want you to feel like trapped rats, although you sometimes do. What we want you to do is to humble yourself to this much more natural and earth-centric part of who you are. Your humility and grace to understand your humanity as something connected to nature is vital for your health and your well-being. And if you are not finding that connection to nature, to earth, to air, to sky, to water, then you're losing touch with your humanity. It won't make you less human, but you'll feel less human. You'll be more driven to make decisions on what culture wants you to do or what your intellect is going to tell you to do. But when you step out into the world and put your feet on the grass, turn your eyes to the sky, let the wind blow through your hair, let the rain fall on your face, listen to the cry of the birds, be out in the forests with the deer and the squirrels and the foxes. You reconnect with the very engine of creation that makes you human and that will give you the instruction for how to live in alignment with the greatest humanity. And why is that important? Because right now the earth is going through a change like she's never been through before. That means every single human being is going through the same kinds of changes that are challenging you to get back to the very basic decision-making process. Is this decision aligned to the good of the whole, or is this decision disconnected from the good of the whole, from your own intuition? Are you being driven by your body and your mind is following? Or is your mind driving the car, dragging your body along? Because collectively, this is the expansion of human consciousness into this evolutionary step to create this new earth based on compassion, starting with you. So when you get in a spot where your intellect is taking over and there's stress and there's worry and your focus is on some imaginary future, your focus is on what should be and not what is, your focus is on what happened in the past and not what is happening in present moment, you disconnect from your very soul. You're still connected, but you are not consciously seeking that connection. And we understand that in this day and age, there is a lot going on. You've got responsibilities, you've got jobs, you've got bills to pay, you've got cars to upkeep. There are all kinds of activities that you absolutely have to engage in the course of a day. But what you forget is, how do you engage in them? Not why. Why do you engage in them? It's all kinds of answers, circular, that won't get you any real satisfaction. But how? How are you going to choose to engage in whatever adversity might be coming your way, whatever challenges might be coming your way, whatever people are in your world that trigger you, or what people may not have your best interest? All of that, your whole entire life experience is predicated on how you have that relationship to the physical world. And we have always said for a very long time that, of course, that begins within you. And that if you cultivate compassion and connection to nature, if you cultivate courage and patience, if you cultivate an expanded understanding of what present moment means, you are going to help the entire planet. And when you can be in the world and not of it, detached from the struggle, but still discerning of what's being created, you are picking up your power and choosing to create peace. And peace begins within you. It is not the peace that you might see outside you in relationships, or no more war, communities getting along. Those are wonderful things. We're talking about the peace within you, the peace that passes all understanding, that you as a human have the privilege to be engaged in this body of yours, filled up with a soul that can see and hear and taste and touch and smell, that is having this mysterious, miraculous human experience. That is your bottom line. And when you lose sight of that bottom line and you make decisions for the good of just your ego, the expense of your emotion, intuition, consciousness, truth, that is your power. And so many humans in this day and age don't understand the importance of mastering that power. Oh, yes, I should love myself. Yes, yes, yes. But what's my real mission? Why am I really here? What am I really supposed to do? That's the why. The how is, how do you live on this planet and thrive? How do you find acceptance and peace with what you have? And maybe most importantly, then, how do you use that acceptance and truth to make decisions to move forward, to create what your body really wants you to create? Because we're telling you, every human being has within them a mechanism in your body that is designed to not only be part of the creation of all the regular things, the plants and the trees and the cars and the glasses and everything, but very specifically to you and to your best interest. Culture has programmed your intellect to think it knows. And there's an arrogance to that, and a vanity to that ego that wants to know and control and cling and define and absorb and ask why. And this frontier is so simple and yet completely difficult to keep focused on. But when you do it, you begin to prove your ego wrong. And that's very difficult for humanity right now. If you're proved wrong, it must be that you're not worthy of anything. So you keep to your wanting to be right. When you can relinquish that and make this conscious commitment to living in the truth of the sacredness of the creation of the physical world through your physical body, then you can listen to your body. And you don't have to second guess it. You don't have to wonder, is my body really leading me where I need to go? Or is it going to lead me down a road that is wrong? Never. The catch is you have to convince your intellect that it doesn't know everything. Trust the body so that where you are led to through this intuitive process, you can have faith that whatever is going to rise up around you is exactly what your body wanted you to experience for reasons greater than your human mind can know. There are other timelines. There's a lot of abscessed emotion within you still from this life you're living, not to mention the other timelines. So, this journey of healing that all of you spiritual people are on really comes down to this surrender. And it's one of the most frightening prospects to the ego. But the good news is, as you adjust to this truth and you relinquish the egotistical control and you trust your body and you learn, what does that mean? How does it look for you to trust your body? Where does the impelling then come from? Is it a small impelling statement somewhere in your intellect impelling you with an emotion to take the next most advantageous step for the good of the whole? Is it just a split second reaction that you take without thinking because you trust your body? Is it sitting down and clearing your mind and asking for that answer intuitively? However you do it, now is the most powerful time you can engage in this growing relationship to your body, which is your intuition. And we want to encourage all of you to take this journey. Some of you are going to want to be distracted by the outside forces. Maybe there's angels, or maybe there's aliens, or maybe there's some sort of galactic federation or hierarchies of angels or anything outside you that's here to save you. It's just a projection. It's why some people can believe in the extraterrestrials, and other people believe in the angelic forces, and some people believe in the Pleiadians. It's all your projection. It's how you form ideas, messages, physical reality in order to communicate with it, to have that relationship to the physical world, however you see it. It's all in how you build that reality. And we have, for all of our work here on the planet, through Barbara and others, have tried to bring you back to what's inside you, to this very simple system wherein emotion is flowing up through you, informing intuition, which is then informing intellect of what decision to make. And then intellect using conscientiously free will to listen to intuition and take those steps. If you are aligned in this way, no demon, no UFO, no angel, no human, no one, and nothing can come between you and your soul. And that is the journey. That is the evolution of human consciousness. And you are given every day a beautiful opportunity to practice, and you will decide. It's that simple. And if you decide to let your intellect rule, you're going to start to create those external demons. You're going to start to create external dramas that are going to pull you in and sap your energy, drain you, separate you from your soul, getting you to believe and bring to life the demons and the consequences of the demons coming after you. And the same is true with the divinity. if all of your divinity is wrapped up in the angels or some galactic federation that's here to help, you separate yourself from the angelic energy of your own soul. And all humans have that. You aren't just human. You're sacred and you're divine. And we understand this isn't always so attractive. You humans love drama. You love and have to engage in something that is creative. And you might not think drama and conflict playing out over and over and over again is creative, but it absolutely is. It uses your creative energy. So when you reduce the conflicts within you, when you find this alignment to compassion within you, and you detach from the world and live in it but not of it, now you're going to have to consciously find other things to engage your creativity, because that energy isn't going anywhere. In fact, the more evolved in that way you become, the more creative, conscious activity you're going to be challenged to have. And that's the beauty. That's what inspired great music, great art, great literature, paintings, inventions, processes that help people have a better life. So don't just think that if you detach yourself from all of that drama, that you can just sit there. You're going to be challenged. Be creative. And you can do it in any number of ways. And it doesn't take anything to have to be good at it. You don't have to be a good painter. You don't have to be a good singer. You don't have to be an acceptable cook. Do it. It's the act of being in creation that feeds your soul. The added bonus of not thinking you have to be good at it, or you have to produce something that's going to be publicly acceptable, that you really embrace that it is the act of creation, the act of doing it. That's so important. And if when you're done, you have a beautiful painting, that's nice. And if you have a painting that looks silly or isn't compatible with good art, that's just as nice, because you did the act. As you're moving forward, especially into this time of such great potential, remember that. Remember that it's the act of making the decision to be the creator. And when you start with this bottom line that you're the creator of the trees and the birds and the flowers and the sky and the air and the water in this big mysterious way, and that you've been given the power to make decisions, to create and contribute to the energy around you, let yourself be inspired to be those angelic creators, that you've come here to be these angels. And you have everything that you need to be those angel creators, starting with yourself. Now, there are many people on the planet right now who need physical healing. And there is a system that's falling down, that's being deconstructed. And that is where someone else has your best next step in their hands. And surely, as all of you who need physical healing are going to call in for assistance and help, know ultimately your body will tell you. Don't just trust a doctor because they are a doctor, because that is the system that is being deconstructed. And what's being imbursed or reimbursed is the system of self-healing, the system of creation, the system that has you in touch with your body, touch with your intuition, making those decisions. We understand sometimes your intellect is not going to allow you to believe that you can do this. You can heal that. If you do not use your intellect in that way, then you sabotage your own system. And the trick is to have that intellectual description. I am self-healing. I have angelic power to self-heal. What is the next most advantageous step that I can take to do that. And sometimes it's about resting. Sometimes it's about trust. And those aren't obvious steps. It's not like take this pill or eat that food, but it's much more about this more nebulous, energetic area where you sink in to your trust in your body and your safety and the truth of your I am and the truth of your sacred energy, and surrender to it. No one said earth life would be easy, but we see this time where those of you who are willing and able to make these kinds of changes are going to have a large impact on the entire planet. So strive every day to remember your practice. It's so important you make that decision. Otherwise, you will be thrown hither and yon as culture and external voices, people that you give your authority to determine your outcomes. And we are so pleased and excited to be a part of these changes on the planet. With you, beside you, within you, before you, behind you, around you. We are working together for the good of the whole.